Vici Gaming's turn to ban. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban.
Earth Spirit.
Invictus Gaming's turn to pick.
Slada. Disruptor.
Vici Gaming's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tide Hunter.
Invictus Gaming's turn to ban. Vici Gaming's turn to ban. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban. Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for game 1 between Invictus Gaming and Vici Gaming. This is in the lower bracket of the China regional qualifier. Best of 3 series, winner gets to move on and keep fighting, loser goes home. Let's go into the draft as it is. On the I'm Luminous, I'm joined by Drasco for this best of 3. We are on the second phase of the bans here. We got Earth Spirit, Tide Hunter being picked up for Vici, Slaughter, Disruptor here for Invictus. Anything kind of looking out of ordinary? Well, Slaughter not really picked up in the last series, and nothing. Earth Spirit, same thing there. But
yeah, that's true.
These heroes are still quite good on this best of in the current metagame, and I guess it might be strange to say that it wasn't picked up in the last bo3.
Well, I think it's more just because, you know, each team is going to have their own style, and I also feel like there are more heroes that are pickable nowadays than, you know, say even a couple of patches ago. Some heroes just being brought into the limelight by one team, they have success with it, and then everyone else is like, oh, this hero is actually pretty decent, let's give it a try. I think that's more or less what's been happening to Dota for a very long time. So like you said, Slardar is still very good, even though he's not been picked in every single series. Earth Spirit the same. He's actually been seeing more play, I think, than even Slardar has. Whereas Slardar feels like more of a C region hero to me, at least recently. Just like the hyper aggression, not stop, phase, just get blink and armlet and just face rush you kind of style. But you know, going into the match, I watched a couple of Vici's games, and I thought that they were looking, you know, fairly strong. Obviously, they placed in the top 4, they made it to the double elim bracket, but I actually think that IG have had more convincing victories, at least as far as what I've seen.
You would not be mistaken. I agree with you as well. I've actually been casting more games, the Chinese games at the very least, in the tournaments before the China regional qualifier. And Vici, to me, is actually kind of a middle tier team.
Yeah, like the Reborn squad for me feels stronger than the actual Vici gaming team.
Yes, they are. I'm actually so surprised that Vici actually made it into the top 4. They had a tie break into it, but you know, they're here. I think IG is by far the better team, and I expect to even go all the way to the finals.
Okay. That's a pretty high praise. Yeah. Just trudge all the way through the lower bracket. I have to win
5 seconds remaining.
GR, which is probably the
hard matchup,
the harder one, but we gotta save that one later because they gotta beat Vici right now.
Yeah. All right, so AA picked up here in response to the Phoenix of IG, a hero that we haven't seen a whole lot of, but I do think he's strong in some situations when you know, for instance, the enemy team, a Phoenix Disruptor, they're probably not going to be roaming around a ton.
I think it's actually a third special cap. Because on the mid lane, he's been playing a lot of either Naga, Invoker, last year remaining as Alchemist. Like basically 430 farms from the mid lane, carries from mid lane. And you know, his signature heroes in the pool. So basically I think they're hedging a bit as well. Also, we've been seeing a lot of Slark as well as the Juggernaut from QD from the safe lane. So taking advantage of the anti-regen, I feel like this is a pretty good hedge against those 3 core picks. QD's gonna pick into it anyway. Says, I'm 22 and 0 KDA on this hero. I'm the boss.
Where you pulling these stats from, bro? I can get your monitor, and you have like a Dota buff up or something like that. Okay, no one can actually see you pointing to your head, dude. I have to tell them that you're doing that.
Well, you just did.
Whatever, I got baited.
When you're casting China this long, you got them stats in your head.
Okay. So Vici for the common counter, gonna go straight on. Wouldn't necessarily say this team is big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did a bunch of meta heroes. Really that good? At least. What European Pictorial Ward? Go fantastic 5 style. Let's do it.
I don't think the Chinese are on that level yet. So
You can get down at that level. Yeah. I like troll personally. I think that hero's bad.
I wasn't gonna go there, but you know, you did it for me, so
Yeah, you're welcome.
all right. I'm not sure what you've been watching. Too many IG games. So you
I've seen a few, yeah.
The way that they like to form and one is in the mid lane,
Right.
and even though we see Juggernaut being picked here, play the ultra harder, you might actually get a convenience the item or 2, and basically play around 30. Whereas Vici, I think, is a little bit more traditional. You have a 2-core line, Sylar, and a CDY, farming it up, and Sylar will be playing the Ven here. Yeah, what's Vici's plan to? No.
Looks like that's a good tanker. I mean, they focused Ferrari and like that the Invoker Turret and the Queen of Pain along with the Death. So his pool's kind of dwindling a bit here, and I guess Vici are also looking for the mid. This is kind of tough though, because you're just gonna get counterpicked pretty much no matter what you pick, because they're both mids.
CTY.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that CTY actually has a wider hero pool. But there's no kind of non-middle mid level, right? Like you have to. Like what I mean by mid is like a Queen of Pain and P kind of like do well against most matchups.
Yeah.
So we'll see what CTY gets for draft here for himself. Any big weakness you feel like Vici have for the draft?
Well, they have one coming hero, but I guess you could argue that IG suffer from the same thing. But I think that in general, IG safe lane is higher right now. Oh, you could probably kill the Slardar pretty easily.
Sure.
That's also predicated on having chilling touch, but there's no reason why they shouldn't have it.
I mean, Stormhammer plus Cold Feet is a loss. So
true, and they buff cold, so it goes off faster.
Yeah.
I'd say they're about even, to be honest. Like all things considered, maybe one Phoenix are a pretty good combination for killing heroes like Tide. Sex Storm inside the plus laser, it's an insane damage.
Yep.
Tide will crack will do anything versus that combination. That's quite strong. But on the flip side, you also have Peridin partnered with a really good Suns. And not something we can do much.
Yeah. I about him carrying the mid. This is definitely different from what we usually see. So a little bit of a kind of adjustment. See, well, we'll be playing Templar Assassin. I do miss a TA game or 2. Gonna see CTY rocking on it, and if there's one that can snowball the TA lane, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much CTY can get done here. And the thing too is a hero like Ancient Apparition who is going to be playing actively greedy and not the greatest way to finish any here from IG. It's more going to be, potentially the offlaner getting focused a bit more from both teams. I think, struggle. Slardar is probably going to struggle a bit. And during the mid game, the Batrider versus TA matchup is not really that great for TA. And it's not if they have a ton of heroes that can help them out. I'm kind of thinking that for the better part of the early game, I might have to stick around mid. Try to get a bit of relief.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, who's winning this game? Just the draft. Let me predict.
Ooh, I would actually, because if there's a lot better, but because.
Alright, and with that as well, team with the bear killed, we roll with the IG as well. First blood happens. Be a slow game. I think
first blood happened the off lanes, but I don't know when.
I'm gonna call it pretty fast, like 36 minutes in. I expect this Earth Spirit to kind of roam around. Maybe actually Swip is 0 and 3, or TK might. No, he's untied. Alright, let's put it 3 to 6. Total player of deaths this game. It's gonna be a pretty high action game, I think. 41 to 55. Let's go.
All right. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. The last series is pretty slow paced, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
Like they were long
30
games.
seconds
Both
to
teams obviously having a good deal of respect.
That game put me to sleep. I literally had to take a nap between that
Dude,
one.
love China stuff.
I-
A nice little D ward coming in here from IG, giving Ferrari that bonus gold.
Yeah, so I don't see kind of player flash combination of the ordinary. So we'll be playing Sven, ATY on that Templar, and HY on the Earth Spirit, which I believe is definitely one of the best Earth Spirit players in China.
Battle begins.
We got Deep Burning, playing Ancient Apparition, and then we got RODK blocking it, but most likely rotating to the offlane relatively soon. Andy, please give me the dire introduction.
The dire introduction. Alright, so first, the top lane here. We're gonna have QDE playing on the Juggernaut. And then Wrong, of course, handling the support disruptor. Next up is middle lane Ferrari, and he's gonna be playing a Bat Rider. And then behind him, we're gonna have a Baboka on the fix, and of course, that leaves XXS bottom lane here on the Florida.
Alright, you're more of the mid player between the two of us. Do tell me what you think about boot first trade up here for the Bat Rider, instead of what we normally see, the safe for the battlefield.
It's pretty common, actually. I think in this particular matchup, it's really nice because you want to play hyper aggressive. You just want to pressure the TA as much as you possibly can. So getting a lot of stacks early, forcing him to back away from the creep wave, going for the reset. Granted, CTY came to the lane prepared. He has the full magic wand already purchased.
Correct.
And as long as he doesn't let himself double wave out of the tower, he should be fine.
If he's got to double wave himself, and the reason that you talk about double waving on the mid lane is that double wave, especially with boots, Bat Rider could dive with Firefly turned on, and
then you just die.
Yeah.
You actually can't do anything about it. If you have enough stacks, even being a tower lock, if the bat doesn't click on you when he's going for the dive,
he's just gonna sit on top of you.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see. Looks like Bopuka is gonna hang around here on the mid lane as well, giving a little bit of assistance. 430 burning through his mana pool, applying the Napalm stack, but that's kind of how the mid lane goes. It looks like Tidehunter have already given up on the top lane. Just gonna start things up here in the jungle.
Yeah, it's I mean, Juggernaut, each build counter to the Tidehunter in lane. Crowd do anything except have to worry about the Disruptor glimpsing you as well. Say, like, Disruptor Jug is the best off-flow kill in those, like, period. We talked about the CM Juggernaut in one of the previous games. This one is just as potent.
Yeah. You could argue even better. The glimpses, as well as kinetic field, just pretty good at locking down. XS is gonna do something similar. Gonna go to jungle, and well, he doesn't have the IT, so ain't great.
Yeah, he has to sacrifice himself. He's got Iron Talon and the Stout though, so that should strong speed pretty significantly.
Now, we do see the rotation coming from the HYM, but really, I don't think we'll see too many happening in the mid lane unless it's gonna be Bat Rider diving in for a deep one. Oh, that's gonna force the rune being activated, but he's just going right into a hasted Phoenix. The dive's gonna come out here, try to slow the Napalm's body block. He's gonna attempt it, and HYM will have roll relatively soon, but if the Bat Rider is in front of him, HYM can't ever get go. He's gonna try to get off to the suicide.
Oh my.
He does.
Can you just spam right click hero there to make the neutrals not kill the spirit?
I guess.
Because the
Dire's
neutral
middle
creep
tower
AI
is under attack.
normally.
Yep.
So a little bit of a misplay there from Ferrari, fortunate. Or I guess you could say, you know, Baboka could have done the same thing, but they just didn't. But yeah, nice play coming in from HM, prevents himself going down there.
You wonder if they both right-clicked on, maybe they would buff the aggro and force out the shockwave. Maybe that would ignite it.
Maybe, yeah. It's always a possibility. But
Well, HIM essentially get away with murder. But we need to choose a safe laner or essentially farming out of control as they're contesting them. It was also freeing up the support for the both safe lanes to do, you know, stacking and pulling and whatnot. Looks like IG's gonna use that momentum here to actually push on the top. And then will actually draw our TK as well as HYM. Back under the tower and some experience.
that's a pretty slow early game. I think we kind of both expected it though. Give it here. Like, we're gonna see is probably gonna be off lane.
Yep.
Because the Earth Spirit pretty much has to be there in order for any action to take place. And you know, for our mid feels a bit aggressive and wants to dive onto the. But interestingly enough, Ray is getting owned middle lane.
Yeah.
Like CTY, he's sitting at 24-6, 14-5 for Ferrari, and CTY is like a half a level ahead. Granted, you know, bo3's been kind of chilling around here, soaking a bit of the XP, and
I would say that, you know,
this ain't helpful. Like, this Phoenix is just sitting here soaking. If you were doing this to me in the game, I would report you.
well, I mean, part of it, he's also kind of threatening, right? But it's not like
He's not, though. He's not threatening CTY at all, because he was a level 1.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, he's not reducing his farm. So part of the reason you pick Batrider is actually to win this matchup. This is extremely concerning here for IG.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could look around IG and say, oh, maybe it's fine. Get some takes the Batrider good pick,
And it so there's that.
yeah, but they're smoking here. Vici.
Radiant's top tower
Who are they
is
smoking
under
for? For the
attack.
Batrider mid?
I guess.
Or Batrider taking stack, so
Oh, if they anticipate stacks and they can steal them, that would be...
they know what's happening. They know what's happening.
I mean, even just taking an EXP would be a relatively big deal.
You know, these two are not exactly best at taking stack, but Batrider will be pretty low HP while doing the stack. They're definitely getting. He's gonna ult the level. Comes out high ground, level 2 glue mid. He's gonna try to roll out. Maybe even stay glimpse for burning. Get first blood, you get the clip back, and whatever they know is they're gonna give it back.
Ultimately, not worth. Didn't manage to get any of the creeps either. I'm kind of surprised CTY go over there. You know, he was level 6. He had the Psionic traps available. Could have potentially did a little bit of peeling for his team.
Yeah.
Maybe even turned and got killed because Phoenix even committed dive. So maybe bo3 was a target we could have gotten on. But I suppose at the same heavy mid IG, that was 4 heroes.
Yeah. I know we're too early into a best of 3 to start being thorough, but I do want to say that TY, let's say he did play the best game of his life earlier today in the best of 3, so looking for CTY to recover. Right now he's recovering pretty hard.
Yeah, he...
You know, he looks like been a god. He, you know, came to know us.
He's also been very good about killing his BMK as well.
Yep.
Push up the wave, you know, killing creeps. Not even get a deck up. He actually should.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, it's actually 430, giving him napalm stacks all the time. Dude, I got a 4 on any time. It's kind of turning through that mana. So he picks up a Aegis mask. What is this building into?
Akira, probably.
So are we gonna see a Deso right after? We've been seeing Blink, we've been seeing Deso.
I don't think he might blink. Not first, at least. Like, this is such a scary team to blink into. Batrider, Jug, Static Storm, Phoenix, like, all of their heroes have ways of breaking through refraction, and there's an amplify damage as well coming out soon on XXS.
So is there a good
I think he just goes and then he like into BKB. He just goes SBKB. So I don't necessarily think that he needs to blink super early just because the nature of his lineup. Like, you have a who's farm. You have a good physical damage scaling. It's gonna be great going up against the Juggernaut during the game. And then you have a Tide Hunter. So Tide Hunter is not gonna blink. You really have a reason to go blink.
Fair enough.
Because TA functions very well where you have a lot of initiation. Say you blink in stun, and then you blink in with a Deso and then a Meld Strike, and then you kill somebody fast.
Yep.
But if Tide blink these things instead, you're better off waiting for IG to come deep.
It looks like we're all gonna see a more farming-oriented game. I don't even know, like, number 4, 5. He's just blink right after this. Also, while he's doing so, he has a good start on the top lane. He's gonna go straight into a Battle Fury build.
I don't mind that too much.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those where you're playing against a natural counter, I think, this stuff. And one of the only ways to deal with that is to try to remain consistent with the farm that during the fights still bringing a lot. You know this Sven is going to be getting a ton. Like Sylar going for the max cleave build straight into the Helm of the Dom, pretty snap stuff, but
Yep.
You just know that this Sven is always going to have a crap load of items.
Yeah. Now, one of the way that Sven kind of go far to the net worth lead is through ancient stacking and comparing the CT-wise instead. You're gonna Sven farm too much, or it's okay sharing here?
No, it's fine. Because if TK gets Prism early, they also have AA blast. Like, it's a huge difference in so I'm gonna
do Ravage. Everything's up, and I think this is the vision that the first gang both needs to some out there and will get that, but
Radiant's top
was
tower
ill
is under
advised.
attack.
I mean, they knew that there was probably an ancient stack there, and they wanted to try to contest.
did they not smoke for that?
Middle
Or did smoke just pop?
I think it either got revealed or they just didn't smoke, one or the other. Either way, like, if you go high ground like that and you don't have vision, they didn't place a ward.
Yeah.
Like, they got the sentry in the camp, I guess,
Radiant's top
but
tower
they're gonna lose a tier 1 for that. They just got annihilated.
Yeah. That was supposed to be a quick TA kill into maybe
Yeah.
stealing the stack, but damn, they got wrecked. Unfortunately, it wasn't QD couldn't take anything out of it on the top, and I guess XSS maybe got a little bit of farm. The one other bright spot here for IG is that if you look over the Slaughter, he's got a blink too.
And IG are hitting a pretty decent timing in regards to the items. You said XSS is only about 100. And once that happens, you know, jumping in on anyone is more or less going to be a kill. I think maybe the only person who could live through the physical damage is probably Sven. Like, if you get Omniator or whatever and blink crushed.
Maybe Ty can crack off at the stable and walk off, but apart from that, you know, it's gonna be IG all the way here for the next bit, and that's why that kill was so key.
is under attack.
Kind of delaying the IG power spike for quite a while.
And the other thing too is they haven't really been able to counter pressure any lanes. Like, even though the starter having a blink at 11 minutes is obviously good, like this lane tier 1 for Vici still stands. They're even going to get the safe lane tier 1 of IG off the map. So you could look at that one engagement and just say, alright, towers,
Dire's top tower
burning
is
being
falling.
like almost 7 at this point in the game, which for an AA is solid considering he's not actually played it that greedy.
Oh, well, Green is that he's been mostly like map jumping back. Up from item purchase, he's up going for a non-Midas build.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I'm
under
gonna see
attack.
it here. Yeah.
Blink first. Interesting.
I mean, if you're expecting, you know, a player go and maybe not the best game, he's so sometimes to a fault, but others can still bear from it. So
I don't play that much. I would this game and that buying a blink is that family, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because who do you blink into? Like, you blink into the Jug, or he might. I don't know. You get the bat ref, you get lassoed.
Radiant's
You
bottom
blink the
tower
Phoenix, he dives away in eggs. You're relying pretty heavily on the rest of your team, I think, with this blink dagger.
Bat's gonna break a smoke and he's gonna get the hell out of there.
Nicely done there from Frank.
Maybe we're looking at it from much of a straight up 5-5 contact.
I mean, it's arm too.
Yeah.
Playing around the split pushing.
Or
why
just
not?
like, your team sees disrupt, you blink it and just kill. So, I hear you, but ETY apparently does some.
Man, I'm not saying I thought it was. It's something that's more difficult to roll.
Sure.
Dire's bottom
I don't know
tower
the way the
is under attack.
maybe just feeling, you know.
Yeah.
They do those 2 quick picks. They're taking 1 after 1. IG still have yet to really respond in a big way.
I mean, either way, regardless of your Deso, if you get blinked upon by that or a Slaughter, you're done regardless. Why don't you just give yourself more catching potential self? Maybe that's the way to look at it. Templar, it's a tier 1, and we're gonna tier 2 as well. Always teleportation on the mid lane as well. Rogue going for a little bit of watch on the Ancients. Steal 2 bit RTK as well. Sven will clear things up. And meanwhile, you can see that with that blink, CTY is able to go pretty deep into any territory, steals a couple of Ancients as well. And we'll trap up Roche 2. The laning team is in we can't see a static storm on top, but they didn't really hit the damage back up. The Ice Blast gonna come and hit Ferrari, and he's definitely damage being up. Yeah, I mean, just getting the, you don't any from it, like pick.
Just Vici again, showing their dominance over the map. And this situation, it's kind of rough for IG, mainly because this line is kind of built to fight, and you know, bo3 is just a dead.
Is about to look, your RTK could maybe prevent Ravage. You know, they're gonna go back protect Ocean. I just
play.
I too much without last one. Ice Blast's gonna through side. Slaughter. We have to make up here.
Middle tower.
Super risky. Super risky.
Oh, he thinking kinetics. Get the just we do here.
And I'm not gonna do anything about it. There's just so much happening too quickly for Vici's game. They're gaining a lot of.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So
attack.
IG's lineup, like mentioning, it's really built. You don't multiple blink daggers, have starter, bat right initiation, take fights. So the fact that single engagement pretty much has gone away to Vici, and the taken off back fates. The momentum's just gigantic. RTK's got, you know, 2,000 gold on top of his mech arcanes, and it's 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
If he wants to buy a blink dagger, he can go for it and another 200 gold.
It's really hard to say why and how Vici are winning these fights. It doesn't seem like they have, you know, more vision to work with, for example.
Well, one of them was unfortunate.
Right, walking up the hill.
Walking up the hill, you could either say it was either unlucky or they should have expected that there would be people there because they knew that there had to have been ancient stacks. Otherwise, there's to be in that area. So maybe an oversight by IG and not coming with proper vision.
Yeah, but for the most part, I feel like Vici is just the right place at the right time. Kind of being prepared for the IG jumps, jumping one step ahead, and that kind of thing. Well, you do have a Juggernaut here with the Battle Fury and now a Yasha on top of that, but honestly, I'm not sure whether that's nearly enough. Of course, your mid-core, your Bat Rider, as a Bat Rider, he's not going to carry in the late game. And Slaughter on the off lane is also not really going to carry, so this is really the Jug with the whole team on his shoulder, and unless they find some pick real soon, they're in a tough spot.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, truthfully, the Jug is still farming very well. So, you know, he's got 182 CS at 17 minutes. He's rocking like the 11 CS a minute. This is the guy you're probably going to have to look to and say, QD, please carry us.
Radiant's middle tower
Walk,
is
they're going to
under
pick rock.
Yep. Sculpture's going to get picked.
See you later. You're really turning this game. I am impressed with how much they
Radiant's middle tower
with
has
like a
fallen.
very little opening. You know what I mean? It just seemed like one mistake from IG and it was just like punish.
I am too. Dust Slater is online now here for CTY, so if we're looking at CJ tier 2, there's no better item in the game in doing so. So here we go. Is actually a defensive might be under a Ravage?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a bit hard. Yeah, it's a phase. Game's like such risk right now for IG.
Radiant's bottom tower
But it's not even as if their defense is much better. There's no real big ultimate that you're looking at and saying, oh man, that's like a Ravage or an El Titan or you know something else that is really good at stopping an enemy team from walking up the ramp like a Chrono even. But they don't have any of that.
Right.
There's just no AoE disable except for Sparta Crush.
Bat Lasso's not bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay for sure.
But I almost feel like Vici's got the trump, right? If you blink in and Bat Lasso somebody, Ty's gonna blink forward and ravage your whole team. So then, you know, what next? So I guess, you know, it's gonna try to hit their next timing, which is where Bat, Slaughter both get their BKB to kind of string through these kind of initiations, but still at that point you hope that your Juggernaut does enough damage. I'm not sure what he does.
I think both plays Dominic could team fight.
Okay.
I think it's also dependent on work not being obvious reasons. The total Juggernaut.
Well, just the Blink Dagger to go in conjunction with that Omni Knight, and here we go. Can Ferrari find a good jump? In fact, he's gonna get jumped on right now. Ooh, quick reaction here. And he's out of the way.
Yeah, they can't fight this. They need to bail. Oh, glimpse. Okay, I think there's actually another Psionic Trap. His Firefly is still gonna be up though, so yeah, he's A-okay. But you can tell that IG are feeling pressure. They have to avoid fights. They're just trying to make sure that QD is still farming. While the rest of Vici are pushing down lanes, looking for more tier 2 towers. They're going to be making their way up towards the tier 2 in the bottom lane right now. And Sylar is sitting on 3,600 gold. He might just go BKB to make sure that they have more high ground potential. Because if you can just pop God Strength, hit the tower with a BKB, I mean, IG don't necessarily have a good answer for that.
Sure.
You could still lasso him, I guess, and pull him in tier 4s. Maybe that's the base defense.
Alright, we got a Blink picked up here by HY on the Earth Spirit. You know, we got a Midas here as a scaling choice here for the slaughter. What do you think about that? In a situation where you know you're really going to be falling behind, where you know that if you're going to win, it's going to be a pretty long time from now.
Radiant's
Choice.
middle tower is under attack.
I think so. I think so, as in this role, when you're playing the off lane, say you get fourth instead of the Midas, another item that we commonly saw, like you can or in the dash. Right. The staff doesn't necessarily have good follow-up. The attack speeds at Slaughter are a great deal because of dash, and it also means that hold on, we're going to see a fight on TKR. It's caught in here. Ben, turn around and glimpse the best flip. It's gonna hit on top of QD. I think he's shatter regardless. Wrong's gonna be for sure. Help his team make that. So just not gonna. He was sad. It looks like Radiant team. Christ, I'm just so happy he's dead as well. Alright, going back to this. Got you back off. Yeah, that was kind of a good pick into. Oh god. All of a sudden we must run away. Yeah. But at the very least, the Juggernaut on that was pretty close. We missed on top of what Jug's got, about 200 gold. I don't think Manta's even good here. Like, what is he Manta? Cold Feet? Do you guess? Can I just leave that off a bit? I think you might just buy something else. What is that? Something else? Butterfly? I don't think Diffusal's that bad. Okay. Yeah, I actually like Diffusal quite a bit, especially against Sven. Yeah. Purge Warcry is really good. Yep. Yeah, but Manta's just like, there's Anchor Smash, there's like everything pretty much on Vici has AoE. I mean, you get off a trap slow on you, which is not irrelevant, but it's just not great either. Yeah. I think he's kind of contemplating what item he wants to get as well. Yeah, he's saving. Sure, you won't buyback at this stage in the game because you know that Vici have very good push. You mess up one fight and you don't have buyback, your base is going MIA. Yeah. Well, if you have the buyback, you're also not in a great spot. Oh, is he making a choice? Straight up BKB. Andy, we have a discussion about game losing BKBs. Is this one of them? I don't know if it's game losing. I just think it's he's not able to itemize optimally. That's how I would phrase it. I mean, generally that's the game losing BKB, right? Where you have to get. Yeah, but I think when you say game losing BKB, it's a negative connotation towards the player. Sure. Whereas if you say he can't itemize optimally, he needs to buy the BKB. Oh god. But it's not his fault. Yeah. Like he needs. Well, basically, he's in a situation where there's really no good single item. BKB is the safest choice, but he's definitely going to suffer in his damage output, and he sure needs to put a ton of damage on his team because that's doing damage. Yeah, that's definitely true. He's just relying more on the Omni Slash right now than I guess everything else. Yep. And then once the Omni and the Spin are over, he still has a retreat mechanism. Granted, you know, BKB is not particularly good against Sven because all he wants to do is punch you in the face. Like, he doesn't care about anything but popping God Strength and getting a couple of swings off, but it will save him from the rest of Vici. Yeah, I mean, in the area that you painted where the Sven is coming to punch you at the face, even though you have BKB turned on, you're using that BKB most likely to run, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's true. I just would not want to play Juggernaut this game. That's all. I've actually played this hero matchup often, and it's always really hard for Jug.
Dire's
Unless
top
you're like
tower
real
is
far
under
ahead,
attack.
which he's not.
I mean, he is ahead in the sense that he's the highest net worth, but like 3K.
Mhm.
But his team is not ahead.
That's fair. I still go back to the pick up here with Bat Rider pill and they get just about blown up. You know, if they got that pick, it could have been a very different game.
Yeah, that's very true.
Smoked up here, trying to actually snipe the Roshan, but unfortunately for them, the spawn time is a little bit too far from that. Now they're looking for a pick. Both teams are disappearing. Look at the better catch here. I mean, I just got Blink on the other side. I got the Blink Ravage plus Greaves, so I don't know. Very, very. Sylar's gonna make that blink. You will blink away and spin. I think with a spin, you really just have to. They're in a very awkward spot. Ooh, HM. Look at Oh Mary kick, not gonna make anybody. Booker comes out and looks like we're gonna see a fight here coming on the right side. There's a glimpse back. We do see QD does have the BKB pop. Bronco, he's in a lot of trouble. That get dropped. He's gonna get brought down here. Looks like Slaughter's dead, and so is Wrong on the Disruptor. It's gonna be yet another retreat here from they did pop their 10-7 KB on Juggernaut.
But QD doesn't get it. This is over. He has to pop KB. He spends there with God Strength. The Jug has to run. There's no way you can sit there and auto attack against the Sven. And that's really the biggest issue that IRD are running into. If they don't get the proper initiation and kill the Sven before the fight really starts to kick off, then they're not killing. Like there's just no defense or it's kind of like the Tidehunter is a defense Ravage. He has Guardian increase, so they have that in regards to the save.
Last one is coming up. If they find themselves a CT, BKBs are up, but don't CT can fight them. Ice Blast is not going to hit here. They will melt the Aegis. Oh no, they won't.
He blinked away. He had BB on. He didn't get hit.
Man, that was the one pick they could have got.
But that was actually really painful. Their fraction buff is like.
By the way, if you have to get killed. Which goes back to my question
so?
here. Yeah, I mean they would have burned out the refraction much faster with all the illusion attacking. Which brings me to my next question. If this team fight, granted it wasn't on their terms, would an item like Butterfly or Manta do the same thing? If you're just running and you're not fighting,
I suppose. It's more about when you take the fight and knowing how many disables they have, and I think more than anything, it's actually about the.
Oh, that thought! Big lag. I don't know exactly what. Oh, pop the BKB. He tries to run.
Nope, doesn't work. You can't run from super high to damage.
And Rob stripped it. Alright, good luck. Thank you, Flame.
I think this is Vici taking us.
Yeah, we came into this series hyping up. I thought they were the much better team, but seems like at the very least in this game, Vici's got the much better position. The buyback's gonna come out here, but I don't think Vici cares.
Dire's
They didn't need Ravage.
Yeah. Oh, have we seen one Ravage maybe?
Have we even seen one? I don't.
Yeah.
Seen Ravage.
I mean, I don't remember seeing this.
Here, actually, no, I don't remember seeing either. What's happening?
I mean,
Oh, it wasn't Ravage because Ravage at
right
the
here.
entrance,
they
yeah.
got Ice Blast and
On the
Ravage,
ramp.
yeah.
No, he's definitely more than one. Okay. But I will say that for as much as IG are struggling, they're still maintaining a pretty decent level of farm. At least on the Juggernaut.
Yeah. Well, Juggernaut needs more than this, honestly, though.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure whether that FK into the BKB was even worth.
It probably wasn't worth, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I know why he buys it.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, you need something to prevent.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That's a question.
Okay, you talked about Scorpion. Top Omni is gonna come, but I'm not actually Omni. They're gonna try to focus on RTK. Gum, I guess. You will die. That's actually not terribly bad.
They got.
Yeah. I mean, they got. Get more? They see Sylar. Oh no, XSS, please! They force that forward. He's like, oh man, wrong place, wrong time. He can blink out, maybe no, just get chopped up. They don't have Omni Slash for this fight, so it's retreat time. Cyan track coming out here. Boga, how did you hit it? Alright.
Didn't have a dive.
And 430 should blink out. Good.
You know, coming to it, we talked about the Bat Rider in the draft phase and how as I particularly being close to the hero. Do you feel like a little bit of why IG kind of in this spot?
Not familiar with the hero, or
just not a comfort hero, you know?
Yeah, you know what? It's not just about him not familiar with the hero, not a comfort hero. His team's also not familiar with themselves in a spot. They expect 430 to be hitting hard, one way or another. And right now, this is the second time today as QD gets dumped on. It's the second time today QD has to play the hero. Remember the cast that final game today earlier? Sylar gets so back here more, but he's not focused. Meanwhile, the thing on the left side on the 12 assassin, they did take the Aegis. This could fight in their base right now. TA blinks out, and they don't have to catch to get someone else. I think IG plays much better when 430 is playing the carry role instead of QD. Not to say QD. It's just different zone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
God.
Okay. Defensive force. That's pretty. I love it. With the KP, slow here coming out from the Echo Saber. Not enough. Meanwhile, it's gonna open up the racks a little bit here. TY is gonna burn down. And we a little bit of counter kill. They still got Ravage, but okay.
I think maybe RT could like on his butt or something.
Dude, literally just off button and then cancel that. Like,
Actually, like how well Vici are doing, needing their Tide Ravage.
I mean, the best Ravage, the one that you never need to use.
The black one from Rav, you know.
Yeah.
Well, IG and stand at melee racks down the lane. Still thinking about like, is there any one item that a hero can get on IG that's gonna really change the focus game? And I don't really think there is.
Divine?
Or Jug?
Yeah.
I think
Divine.
he's a really crappy divine.
I mean, if you look at one item, give you some short amount of time.
I mean, yeah, it does give you the most bang for your buck in regards of DPS, but what I mean is, if you have, you're still not gonna really be able to enhance the stun.
Sure.
That's just a reality.
Yeah, you don't have any life score vision to back you up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's coming in. Because they scanned that area previously. Okay, nice to pick up here in the back line. Is it finally gonna go on CTY? They lag, so there's some triple flaw way to come out. Comes to cute. No crossing. It's gonna. There's no damage back up. Both just TP out, my friend. You want to chase the other way wrong? Trying to get out of there, but
I think it might just be it.
that is.
Well, looks like the age old matchup, not versus Sven, once in favor versus Sven.
I'm not sure how fair it is for just that, because I don't think that is Slaughter.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
They never got to play Dodo. They kind of just farmed their blink and it's like, okay, we're done.
You don't really have to Vici though. They played phenomenal games.
Man, this is
Like ever since the first Roshan, or on the Roshan, on the Ace, it was like everything just went right for Vici. Their fights went well. They got 3 tier 1 towers in a row. They took Roshan and they just smothered IG until they had nothing left.
I've never seen VP play as well in the past months.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I've seen like other games, obviously prior to this, you know, we would have a lot of coverage at a hub, but this was